Yo, it's Midas. Let's talk about how to survive bull runs. This is my guide on how to avoid FOMOing at the top, buying at all-time high, and how to take profit. So disclaimer, everything said in this video is only for educational purposes. Make sure to always do your own research. But this is why you should listen to Midas. Well, I beat the S&P 500 by 103x in less than a year. If you want the proof, check it out, my link in bio. And this is why you should listen to me for crypto advice. I have been in the crypto space since 2020. I have made over 1.5K% gains by investing in the crypto markets. I do not invest in meme coins. I invest primarily in altcoins. And you can see my track record where I called a Bitcoin at 20K, Ethereum at 1.1K, Solana at $10. But by following my crypto investing strategy, I'm able to find winners before they explode. If you want to take a look at all my crypto picks, check it out in my link in bio. But let's talk about how to survive bull runs. So I got a few principles. Starting off with principle one, no emotions is key to avoid FOMO in the stock or crypto markets. So just because a coin runs up 50% in a day, that does not mean you should ride that wave. So while this video is more catered toward the crypto guys out there, this video is also applicable to the stock run bull market. So if you guys are just into stocks, stay to the very end. This knowledge is pretty applicable to both sides of the coin for crypto and stocks. But anyways, this is not the stock market. Crypto is super volatile. So keep that in mind. While stocks, might go down 30% rebound very quickly, crypto could easily go down 50% and even go even lower just because of, Bitcoin dominance falling. And a coin can run up, then dip 100% in a day. Like I mentioned, do not be exit liquidity. Always take your profits. And don't buy just because of hype. Hype pumps a coin, but fundamentals allow you to find these coins before they get hyped. So what I mean by fundamentals is I mean that coins have technical use cases. What is the team? What is the backing? What is the narrative? If you want to take a look as to how I pick these coins and what my thought process is to find these 10x cryptos, check out my video on the real way to invest in crypto. Principle two is never, or the market dip is always a buying opportunity. Never think first to just sell for a loss. Unless you were investing in a meme coin, then you should always expect your coin to rebound. Believe in your research and thesis. Always consider averaging down your buy-in price. That should be your main mindset whenever there's a dip happened. It shouldn't be, oh my gosh, should I sell it now to, you know, lose 100% of my gains or 100% of the value of the coin I just bought. If you think like that, you will get burned too much, and crypto is not for you unless you are a trader who's super good at timing the markets and able to predict when the market will go down and when it will go up. I would just advise you just to hold on to those dips and let the time be on your side because as an investor, holding onto your coins is the best bet to avoid selling for a loss and losing money in the crypto markets. So principle three, research past cycles. In particular, 2021. Which months did crypto pump the most? The cycle topped in 2021 or late March/early April and late October/early November. And then think the other side, which months did crypto dip the most? Huge dips in 2021 were in the summer/cycle that ends in December. But that could change, right? So remember, analyze different cycles, see what happens in the past cycles to understand what might happen in the future. Principle four, determine your price target and be realistic about it. Don't try to set something that's so outrageously enormous that just makes no sense. And set your price target and stick to them. Do not get greedy. It's better to have profits or not fully time the top than be left with a dead bag waiting for the next cycle to recover. This happened to a lot of bag holders that bought into XRP at the very top in the last bull run, and they managed to finally break even by holding it for like 4 years. But is it really worth it to, hold a coin for that long just to break even? Imagine you allocate that asset to something else. But exit out in phases, not all at once. Set a price target for a 50% increase. Sell a bit so you can capture all tops. and create a principal taking plan. So, principle 5, leading on to my next point, which is profit taking plan. You should not be trying to sell all at once because that is basically timing the markets. And it's very hard to do that. So let's say that a coin runs up 100% and you sell it all there because you think that the coin's not going to go up any higher. But what happens if 2 weeks later the coin runs up 200%? Since you sold all your capital all at once, you would never caught in the peak at 200%. So the mindset is you should be trying to capture every single peak by selling on the way up, not selling all at once. And keep in mind, you should be having basic technical analysis despite not being a trader and being more of an investor. You should be able to determine if the graph is in a bullish or bearish trend, like flags, reversals, wedge, double bottoms, head and shoulders. If it's bullish, ride the way and sell on the way up. If it's bearish, ride the way down and sell on the way down. But you should understand these basic techniques. So let's talk about the profit taking plan on selling on the way up. So with Sui, if you entered in back in September, you would have sold at all these different peaks where there's different arrows at, so that you would avoid not being able to sell at the very peak, at the very the final peak, and just now it crashing to March 2025. But yeah, if you need to sell on the way down, then you should sell at the peaks on the way down. You shouldn't try to sell as soon as it just crashes down because it could crash and it could rebound even higher, or it could crash and crash even lower. You need to time it properly, and the best way is just sell on the way down rather than try to time the markets and sell all at once because you might have gotten a better exit point if you sold on the way down. Principle 6 is dead bag. Do not be left holding a dead bag. Everyone saying holding your Bitcoin forever does not understand market cycles. So despite having Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock buying into Bitcoin, also the US Strategic Reserve having the National Digital Stockpile holding Bitcoin, there will always be market manipulation so the rich can buy your coins for cheap. They obviously won't sell because Bitcoin is always increasing in value, but why not just buy at the bottom and re-enter? Always aim to take profit. With the dead bag, I've seen so many people just buy into XRP at the very top, refuse to sell it because they believe that it would go to $10,000, which is complete bullshit in the next 5 years. Instead, imagine you just bought XRP when it was dying into the bear market, and now you would have made like a 200% return, but just by holding that dead or that bag that you bought at the very low point and now just rebounds so high up. But that's this concept. Do not hold crypto. Crypto is not really a long-term asset that you can hold more like a stock. Maybe Bitcoin if you held it since like 20K or very cheap. But if you're holding it right now, if you just got into Bitcoin at 100K, I would recommend just selling it as soon as it reaches the highest peak it might reach, which is 200K in my case. And remember, nothing goes up forever. We have that euphoria phase. You will feel like you're a god when everything goes up, when everything goes up 100%, 200%, whether it's stocks and crypto. But always keep your emotions in check. Your emotions are not doing you any benefit, especially in the crypto and stock markets, where you might think that everything's going up forever, but it could easily rebound and not go that way. So, for example, if most of your assets are in Bitcoin and you need to just sell to buy something, why sell when Bitcoin has fallen into the bear market and you can't really sell for the price that you want? Principle 7, increased awareness equals to a cycle top, usually. So when everyone's talking about crypto, that could signal the top is close. Mass FOMO can push prices higher, but it also indicates that retail investors are flooding in. Often happens just before a correction. So that's a signal that the market is in the euphoria phase, and most of the early adopters and institutional investors have already positioned themselves. So keep that in mind if everyone's talking about it, if everyone's moms are talking about buy Bitcoin, buy XRP, buy Solana, that is usually the time for you to take some profit and wait it out because you're near the cycle top. And principle 8, loading your bags. So watch my video, see my video on the real way to invest in crypto if you want to get an idea on how I invest in crypto. Take a look at new/old tech. New tech has been known to take over old tech. So just because your coin is down 400% from all-time high does not mean it will bounce or pump back to the previous all-time high. Stick to new tech when in doubt. Like personally, I do not like Cardano. I think it's really old technology. I rather invest in Sui or Optos, which are newer layer ones and blockchains that have more user development. And find chains such altcoins with the most adoption. Winner takes all, and users are less likely to swap when a norm has been set. Should have a winner in every category. Remember to diversify with the best AI, the best RWA coin, etc. So don't try to have more than 6 tokens. 100 tokens and getting like, one coin for every single token you have will not make you rich. You need to have 1,000 tokens in, 6 different coins. That will make having the potential to get you rich. And then finally, now is the best time to load. There's too much FUD right now with the FOMC and bullish news that investors are missing. Watch the market rebound very quickly. But if you have any questions, comment them down below and I'll respond when I can. I'm also launching an exclusive Discord called the Midas Circle if you want real-time stock and crypto calls, access to my full portfolio, become financially free, and join a community of hungry degens. Join the waitlist on my link in bio. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and like for more. I appreciate the support of all you guys. And this is my video on how to survive bull runs in the crypto and stock markets. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.